All right, we got Mesprit and Cresselia down. Now it's just the 3 legendary burbs that can all heal themselves. Oh, this is pain and suffering, and my good gracious. Why roaming legendaries? So if we were playing Diamond or Pearl version, I think we'd be done with the roaming legendaries right now, because I think it was just Mesprit and Cresselia in the original Diamond and Pearl, I think. But with Platinum, we got 3 legendary burbs to go as well. My goodness, this one can't make up their mind about what side of Jubilife City they want to be on. Now they're out of here. Now they're just out of here. My goodness, they're going all the way around town here. You want to come over here, maybe? Oh, one's getting close. One's getting close here. Hey, look, another want to become famous spot. Too bad I don't want to be famous. Not today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. That's an easy, quick ban there. Boopity bop. Where are the birds? Bird is the word. Get over here, birds. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on over. Come on. Come over with the nice relaxing music that we get to listen to. Come on, please. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. This is like advanced bird watching here. Where, you know, you're trying to get good views of the birds, except we're trying to capture them in Pokeballs. It's like the next level up of bird watching. How to bring your stress level. Oh, stress level's way higher. Who this? Who is this over here? The answer is... great. It's a secret 4th legendary bird. That's who this is. Gosh darn it. Alrighty. Please give me the other burb. The other bird that I'm actually looking for. Come on. This is Moltres. There we go. Moltres, the one that isn't like whittled down pretty much at all. Whereas the other ones are already whittled down a bit. I was about to, you know what I was about to do? I was about to use Confuse Ray first, but I remembered Mean Look. I actually remembered this time. Isn't that super impressive? I actually remembered to use Mean Look first this time. I was about to lead with Confuse Ray. That's what I was going to do straight up. So, thank goodness I didn't do that. Thank goodness I did not do that there, right? Alright, go ahead and confuse you. Moltres became confused. Moltres is confused. Okay, well, Safeguard's fine, I guess. I would have preferred if you had hit yourself with confusion. We'll go use Fly. Yeah, we've got way more chill tunes than you would expect for, you know, going after Moltres here. This is just the original OST of Azalea Town from Heart Gold and Soul Silver is what this is. All nice and chill. Ha! Paralyzed! You can't do things. You cannot do them. Alright, whittle you down. I don't exactly do a whole lot of damage, do I? Which is why I need you to hit yourself in confusion. Yes. Yes. Wonderful news. That is Confuse Ray, not Fly. What am I doing? Okay, now we can use Confuse Ray again. Oh, you're protected by Safeguard because that protects you from status conditions. I forgot exactly what Safeguard protected you from. Whoops. Ooh. Was no longer protected by Safeguard. All right. 3rd try is the charm. Confuse Ray. Here we go. Get a little bit confuzzled, please, Moltres. Maybe just a smidge. All nice and confused. There we go. Just in case we randomly get a crit, I will do a save state. Just in case. And use Sludge Bomb. Okay. Okay, please hang on. Oh, I need you to snap out of confusion, like, right now. Not hit yourself in confusion anymore, preferably. That would be good. Oh, Moltres is confused. So, if I load state, what that means I should do is I should Sludge Bomb, and then after you hit yourself in confusion there, I should run, right? That's what I should do. Moltres is confused. So hit yourself in confusion. I think that confusion wears off after running away. Okay, so Moltres is now in a good position, it seems like. I don't think the confusion lasts between things. And even if it does, we can just, like, you know, save and keep on encountering it until the time comes that it doesn't hit itself in confusion immediately. So we should be in a good position. Moltres should be in a pretty good position for that now, as long as you don't be spamming Roost out there. Which you probably will be the first chance that you get, most likely. So now all 3 of them should be like pretty whittled down and in good positions. I hope. Yeah, let's go ahead and save. Absolutely go save there. Do not turn off the power. Bit by bit. Bit by bit here. Harm save the game. Okay. Get over here, friends. My friends, I mean enemies that seem to hate me. A whole lot. Come on. Come on over here. Come on over. Come on down. You don't want to come on down to Funky Town? They don't want to come on down to Funky Town. It's such big sad. Come on. Come on over here. Come down. Get down. Robbie, and go down. And do go down. Come on. Down this way, please. Please, this way. Please? Please, friends? It'd be great if you came over here. Yeah, this is the strat for, roaming legendary Pokemon. Unfortunately, it doesn't really, as far as I'm aware, you can't exactly chase them down, because every time you go onto another route, they'll move. Or every time you fly, they'll like be randomly placed throughout the region or something like that. If I recall from over a decade ago, so don't quote me on that, but I recall this being the strat. Is what I recall. Come on down here, please. Oh, one teleported down there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on here. Oh my goodness, you just want to stay there, don't you? Oh, are you finally coming out? Somebody coming down here? Oh my goodness. Hey, hey, here's someone. Someone's here now. All right, through the grass we go. I was about to say, how have I not encountered a Pokemon yet? Okay, here we go. It's Moltres again. After that whittling down. So hopefully you don't keep your confusion. But I do got a mean look. I do got a mean look. I kept forgetting previously, but we do actually got to mean look. Because otherwise you're just going to be skedaddling on out of here immediately. So get mean looked. Moltres can no longer escape. Moltres can't escape. Let's see here. Have I know I have mentioned before, it probably hasn't been in a while. I had to trade a Moltres for the final Vivillon pattern I was missing when I was going around collecting every Vivillon pattern. Which I have, painfully. And the final pattern that I was missing, I needed to trade my Moltres for it. That was a time. Oh no. Well, I guess just to be safe, I should go ahead and do that. I'll bump it up to 1.5 times speed. This is what I'll do. Make things a little bit faster here. So by 99 points. Oh no. We might even go up to 2 times speed. I guess we could technically survive another one. It depends on like the damage range that it'll do. It can depend. Might be a little bit scary. Yeah, I feel like the birds are going to be a bit tougher than Cresselia and Mesprit. Most likely. Might well be a decent bit tougher here. Whoa, no. Okay, let's see here. Did I up it all the way to 4? Yeah, it looks like I did. All the way up to the max speed that we can do here. Okay, let's keep on checking Pokeballs. Yeah, nothing there. Nothing that a time. Okay, yeah, I'll wait for like 2 hits, I guess. Oh, darn you. Gosh darn you, man. Why have you got to do this? There we go. Then Sludge Bomb. Okay, this works. I got us into the perfect range there. As long as it stays in that range. Come on. Come on, Moltres. Yeah, keep on using Safeguard. Good. Or be stuck in, like, paralysis. Oh, no. What? You got a crit? I'll just reload my save so that you have, like, more move uses. And whatnot is what I'll do. Alright, 4 times speed. Probably settle for something. Whoops. You probably settle for something like just 1.5. This is what we can do. This is Mewmore's Twin Leaf Town remix, if I recall. I can double check. Yes, indeed it is. This is probably my favorite remix of Twin Leaf Town. Methinks. Alright, let's see here. Bidoof! It's a legendary dog Pokemon. Bidoof's my favorite legendary dog. My legendary beaver Pokemon. Alrighty. Who dis? It's Zapdos. All right, I gotta use Mean Look this time. I'm getting into the better habit now of using Mean Look. I am getting the hang of it a bit better of remembering to do that. And then we confuse Ray. Yeah, we confuse you a little bit. This is what we do. Yeah, become nice and confused. Paralyzed, it can't move. Okay. Chuck this Pokeball. Bump it up to 2 times speed. Oh, if it had gone in right there, that would have been nice. Get yourself in confusion. There we go. Why did I do that? Sometimes my brain just goes on like autopilot and makes the stupidest mistakes. I don't know why. But sometimes it just does that. Okay, who this? Have you hit yourself in confusion once? Like, Zapdos will have to hit himself in confusion once, and then I start chucking Pokeballs. Like, Moltres is in the safe zone for chucking Pokeballs. But it seems like Zapdos cannot hit himself 2 times in confusion, just once. So, if I have him hit himself in confusion once, I'll run, and then that HP Zapdos will be at the ready for, next time. You know, that's my plan. Hey, look, we even stayed in the green that time. Isn't that crazy? That never happens. Okay, keep on chucking the Pokeballs. Ah! Safeguard. Okay, well. I guess we can talk about some other things here in the meantime, because I need stuff to talk about while this is going on. I've started working on the next video essay on the channel. I've been doing a whole lot of video essays lately that have been like really critical of a lot of things. Like there was the modern state of Pokemon video essay that I did. There was my video essay on what makes Dead by Daylight frustrating. Whoa! There was freaking my criticism of how Nintendo handles their classic games and Nintendo Switch Online and whatnot. Oh, darn you. But the next one that I start production on now is on historical video games, because last year I wound up doing a class on the use of history in video games, and it was probably my favorite history course that I've ever taken, because it also analyzed like how history is told and how things make arguments and so on and so forth. I can do another one of these, right? Yep. Cool. Okay, and then we go ahead and do this. So I'd like to do a dedicated video essay on like the whole kind of subject. I already have like a mini version of that kind of video essay, being my Assassin's Creed 2 video essay, since that was my actual essay that I submitted for that class, is on how AC2 abstracts the past. But I've wanted to do like an actual video essay talking about like, can historical video games in general be replacements for textbooks and whatnot? Are they an accurate way that we can learn about the past, essentially? Can we use them as a form of education, like in the same way that we do with like textbooks to teach history? Can we do that? So it's gonna be kind of like my Pokemon video essay in the format of like it's going to have chapters and whatnot. And I've started working on the layout for these chapters actually. Like if I switch to a display capture one here really quickly, if I add one to like the top, look at that. There's my game. I've started working on it. I have started working on it here. So I have here's the chapter 3 thingamabob. Hold on, let's go to so yeah, I want to start out with talking about like to understand whether historical video games can be used like as a way of learning history, like as a standard for textbooks. We first need to understand how is history told, like in the first place. How do video games tell history? How does that actually happen? How is that different compared to textbooks and whatnot? How do video games make arguments? And then freaking the final chapter being like, how do you make arguments about history and how do video games do that? So that's what I'm working on. That's what I've been working on lately. So I've only put together like the intro so far, and I'm working on those like actual chapter graphic thingamabobs and whatnot. So it's getting there bit by bit. Why? Go ahead and confuse you. So that's currently planned to be the next video essay. I have been thinking about starting a video essay talking about like the state of AAA games nowadays and how, you know, game projects are getting larger and larger, even larger staffs, even more ambitious worlds, even higher production budgets, but they're making less and less revenue, like per person actually working on it as time goes on, meaning that, you know, more modern games are taking like less and less risks, and in the AAA gaming space you see more and more of the same kind of stuff, of them choosing to go with what works rather than taking risks and whatnot. Because if a game flops, that's a really big freaking hit right there. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and use that full restore, methinks. So I might make a video essay titled at some point. I might well make it titled, like, is the gaming industry losing its passion, or is the AAA gaming space losing its passion? And in some cases you could say yes. It's complicated. Like, there is still, you can still absolutely see evidence of like lots of passion in several projects, but I don't know, it just gets a little bit masked sometimes, seeing that passion when you've got game projects that are designed by a committee that's being badgered by a marketing department, figuring out how to sell a product and whatnot, rather than cases that you saw in the past of people developing the games that they wanted to play and figuring out how to sell it later, you know? So I might make a video essay on that. The reason I haven't made a video essay on that subject yet is because I feel like it might be a little bit out of my realm of expertise. Like, it's such a complicated subject that I don't know if I'd be able to properly do it justice, you know? That's been the, wow. Like, I've worked on the, intro kind of drafts for a script for that kind of video a couple times now, but I don't know what the best way to word it is, the best way to analyze things is, and is it a subject I can truly, like, wrap my mind around myself? And is it something that I can express in a way that I can help others wrap their mind around it, you know? So, right now I'm playing it safe and doing a subject that I feel a bit more confident about, how, like, the concept of how historical video games tell history and the arguments that video games will make. But the project after that might well be this kind of analysis on the AAA gaming space in general, and how a lot of companies are electing to keep it, like, just play it safe, do exactly what's proven to sell well in the past, rather than innovating and whatnot, because, like, more games are getting more and more expensive to make. Even if they're making more revenue, even if they're making more revenue, considering the increased staff sizes with games, they're actually making less when you factor in, like, all the staff stuff. So, you see less companies taking risks. Less AAA games taking risks. And we see that in the Pokemon series as well, with things like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Less innovation. Just try to play it safe and go with what's sold before. Like, just in case, you know? Or maybe just taking the easy way out with that, I don't know. But it's an interesting kind of thing that I wouldn't mind talking about. But again, it's such a complicated subject where it's like, could I really do that subject justice? Could I really? Or would I just look like a freaking bumbling fool? I mean, I already do that on my channel. Look like I'm speaking out of my mind. Alright, become confused. Gosh darn it, I forgot to use a mean look again. Darn it. Gotta use mean look and then confuse Ray is what I gotta do. Gosh darn it. So yeah, that's what's happening nowadays in the background of, like, what I'm editing and whatnot back there. I have the intro done. I can show the intro. That's what I can do in a hot second here. Like, hold on. Sure, let's pause this. Let's pause this for a hot second, and we can have a look at that. This is what we can do while we're chilling here and talk about some other stuff. So let's see here. I made this I posted this earlier today at the time of streaming it as, like, a members only post, because I want to freaking use more members stuff, because a lot of the time the channel memberships kind of thing doesn't exactly do a whole lot of stuff. But you can publish videos to be, like, members only and whatnot. So now I guess everybody gets to see it who tunes into this thing, Bob. So there's the incentive for that freaking join button or whatever the heck. But I might start posting more stuff about, like, stuff that I'm working on. But essentially the intro that I've been working on so far looks kind of like this. Video games are one of the most unique forms of media and storytelling out there. No other form of storytelling is driven forward by the actions of the player. What other form of media even truly has a player? History is a form of storytelling, and when we have cases of historical video games, we have history being driven by, or at least experienced by the player, offering a unique lens through which to learn about the past. Or is it? Historical video games have always undergone scrutiny, and aren't commonly regarded as legitimate tellings of history in comparison to sources such as textbooks. But why is this? Last year, I took a class on the use of history in video games, and as it turns out, the answer is a bit more complicated than I would have expected. To come to a proper answer, we first need to understand how history is told, how arguments are made, and how video games do this, before we can understand if video games can be accepted as academically legitimate tellings of history. That's all I have done so far. I got that done, and then I started working on like the chapter kind of cards essentially, because you know, I gotta get those done so I can come in like chapter 1 and yada yada. Where's my here's the thing where we had the music playing. So that's what I've been working on lately, and that is also a complicated subject as well that I hope that I can explain properly. I hope it's like after that class I feel like I have a good understanding of it, but can I express it in such a way that, dang it, someone was on this route and I pressed back. Whoops. So that's the real question. Me, look, I appreciate Gangsta Samurai. I'm still on display capture. I forgot to switch back. I apologize. My goodness, I completely forgot. Well, I guess you got a little bit of a peek at like how I actually play this. Is the thing. A little bit of an extra peek at that. Here's Zapados. So mean look, then confuse ray, and then you hit yourself in confusion once, and then I flee so that next time I run into you, you're in like the red. So I can save when you're in the red, essentially. So mean look, and then we do confuse ray. You hit yourself in confusion once, and then I skedaddle the hell out of here. Get you like all set up and stuff. Zapdos is confused. You're using charge. I need you to hit yourself in confusion once, and then I flee. And then I save while you're in the red. I'll light up the Pokemon Center, and then save while you're in the red. While we spend this turn, we may as well throw a Pokeball. Like, see if it works. Imagine how crazy that would have been, though. That would have been so sick. It's paralyzed. You're not hitting yourself in confusion. You're not doing it, though. Oh my goodness, imagine though. But yeah, Mystery with your new Mystery Iron Man stream series, but now you have no idea what to do with the thumbnail for your next series? What, like how to design the thumbnail? What is the next series gonna be? Because I don't know if I'm exactly a thumbnail expert, but I do have some experience making some alrighty thumbnails at least. I do have some experience at least. And whatnot. I don't have a thumbnail yet for the current video essay that I'm working on. Usually I only work on like the thumbnails towards like the end of the production of like any given video essay is usually how things go. Is typically how it goes. I have to work on like the chapter thingamabobs right at the beginning there, but typically the actual thumbnails come after. Maybe I should save here. But yeah, gonna do Fates All Routes Iron Man. Whenever someone dies, you switch routes. Is it going to be Lure to Classic? Because what I did for like my Fate series was you know, Fire Emblem Fates title and then the freaking thingamabob, like Lure to Classic underneath the title. Something that I actually did for my Fate series, if I load up my let's see here, playthroughs, and then let's find my Fire Emblem Fates folder. I have a folder for like all my playthroughs. They each get their own unique folder. So when it came to Fates here, there were like sprites that I put on my stream layout. Here's like all the screenshots on my stream that became like the thumbnails, where it's like, for example, 15 here is the background for the actual episode 15 when that's done. Like that's the way that I organize my stuff, is I like number them when that's the background that I want for a thumbnail, and then there's the actual full title thingamabob when it's the actual completed thing. But something interesting that I did for this is I did something similar to my Fire Emblem 3 Houses series, where I have different borders depending on what route it is. So for example, for starting things out here, I'm coughing now. For starting things out here for just generic Fates, I had this kind of like blue border that I put together there that I believe is going to be my border for Fire Emblem Fates Revelations. And you can't even really tell, like when it's a small thumbnail, you can't even tell that it's literally just 3 differently colored thin rectangles. When it's small, it looks like it's just like, whoa, look at that blue border that's going on there. Whereas you look closely and it's like, okay, that's literally just like 3 differently colored rectangles. And the moment we start at Birthright, it's like, okay, here's some different stuff there, where I made it by sampling some colors from the title and some colors from where did I get that gray from? I sampled it from maybe the background of like the box art of Birthright, something like that. So I made this red border for Birthright, and I have borders prepared for Conquest already. Which ones are like the real ones that I use? Because I went through like a few different options. So it must be this most likely. So I sampled like Conquest colors for the borders for that coming up, for example. And then, oh no, I have a different general border than I do for Revelations. Yeah, that. So I have different versions that are like thicker and thinner, it seems like. And I think I went with a thinner one to like block less, and that's why those are called 0 there. Yeah, I went for thinner borders because it's still obvious enough and whatnot. So yeah, that's thumbnail design that I've done for my Fate series. Different border for every route, so that's like, looking at the thumbnail, you can see the title and a little bit of the red border to have an idea of what that is. We've only done Birthright so far. After 20 streams, we'll be starting with Conquest, I don't know, probably sometime next year, knowing my game schedule right now. Conquest is probably going to be starting sometime next year, but that's essentially how I've designed my thumbnails there. That, and I've tried to slap on a character art for a character that was in each of those episodes, or like a main kind of focus there. And for all these different portraits, I actually did manage to get through my entire Fates playthrough without ever reusing a single character portrait. And how I did that was by getting portraits from the game officially when it was possible. Like Azura has an official art, sometimes from the cover. Like, there's the official main Azura one. A lot of characters don't have like a full official art like that though. So I'd also take ones from Heroes along with like all the different versions of them from Heroes, where they're damaged, they're fighting, they're using a skill, or just a regular kind of thing. I also use this kind of like art book that's called 4Coma. I started using art from as well, just for like vastly different stuff for every character. So there's 351 PNGs in here. But I mean, so if I'm using the same character across different thumbnails, I'd use different versions, like use this Hinata in one thumbnail, then use this Hinata in another one, for example, is what I would wind up doing. And it came to a point where like I could do my entire Birthright series here without ever reusing any of the character portraits. By the time I get to my Conquest playthrough, I am definitely going to have to reuse some portraits from my Birthright playthrough and Conquest, but each playthrough on its own should be without reusing any character portraits. There will be like reused portraits across different playthroughs, but within the same playthrough, I should be able to do it without ever reusing any character portraits. So that was my my design for the Fates series, was essentially getting backgrounds, having a border specific to each playthrough, having the title, limit to classic, and slapping on portraits of each of the characters that I linked from official art, Heroes, and this art book called 4Coma. So that was my mean look. So that was how I designed my Fate series thumbnails, at least in my case. I used to be like so bad at making thumbnails back in the day. Like, if you look at something like, if I load up like my Bravely Default kind of thing, where Bob, like, hold on, let's see here. Let's just see here. I probably have to find some good backgrounds. I just use the in-game like screenshots, and that's what I do for stuff like this as well. Darn you, Zapdos. I'm actually gonna reload my my save there. This is what I'm gonna do. What project do I have open over here? This is my use of history freaking thingamabob that I have open right now. I could open my Pokemon Platinum frames is what I could do. Yeah, this is literally just the intro that we have so far that I was mentioning before. But I could totally open my my freaking Pokemon Platinum thumbnails and show how that works. Yeah, here we go, Pokemon Platinum frames. Because literally I just take screenshots, save them into Paint. I still do from last night. Look at this. Look at this freaking thing. From the most recent stream, part 81. Literally freaking, I will literally just go through my video looking for screenshots that I can get. I will save them in Paint as whatever number JPEG, and I was like, okay, this looks like a good background for part 81, and it's just part of my stream. And then I paste it in here, I adjust it accordingly, I slap on the title, logo, number, and then bada bing bada boom, that's the thumbnail done. So all these are literally just screenshots from the I've control print screen by watching my stream back. That's all I do. So I only usually use like actual like generic official art backgrounds like this during like the first part of a series, sometimes the last part of a series. I'll always do it during the first part of any series. Sometimes, usually I'll do it during like the finale episode of a lot of series, and sometimes it'll be like in the middle of a series if I get like some good backgrounds for that. Otherwise, it's literally all just screenshots. That's what it literally is. So there's that. So there's that. That's how I handle that. That's literally how I do like all my thumbnail stuff. Where's my game? Here it is. Stream series on YouTube, so the official art were probably better. Gotcha, just like super long kind of sessions there. I mean, that's even what I've been doing for my most recent stream series on YouTube of Skyward Sword HD, is still using like a background from in-game, but times where I have like my camera off, and like for example, if I go to my channel here, on the same tab that I have the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows open, and we go to the freaking thingamabob, Skyward Sword HD playthrough, for example. It's like the first part of any series is always going to be an official art. But then these later ones, it's like, here's the stream about Eldon. So here's a background about Eldon that is also a screenshot that I took from when I got there. Here's freaking the Lanayru Desert, which is also a screenshot from when my cameras were off, and there's Lanayru. And then there's freaking the Return to Faron Woods, and here's the Silent Realm Faron Woods, and here's the freaking sandship stuff in Lanayru. So there's a screenshot of the sandship. So that's how I handle that kind of stuff. Is the case. So that's how I handle thumbnails, at least. I'm sure my thumbnails could be way better, but like, you know, especially considering what my thumbnails used to be, it's definitely not half bad, I like to think. But yeah, New Mystery just uses the same thumbnail every time. I used to do like the same thumbnail format way back in the day for like every single thing, but then I was like, you know, then you can't really tell like what episode is what, especially if the title doesn't really give it too much identifying information. Like, I started to notice that with some of my older series, and that's why I started doing unique thumbnails for every single one, even though it's way more work. Like, hold on, let's see here. If I go to my playthroughs tab, like, for example, one of the last games that I did that with was Bravely Default. So if I go to this playlist here, for example, that is the Bravely Default trilogy. Like, I started out just doing this background where we started playing Bravely Default after Octopath Traveler, so I chose this background that was like one of Tiz from Bravely Default guiding Ulbrich from Octopath Traveler, because it's like, hey, we beat Octopath Traveler, now we're going on to Bravely Default, so I thought that was a nice fitting thing. So I started doing all that stuff. This playthrough went on for a long time, though, this first playthrough, so it was a big part of the history of the channel. This, like, went on and off. But a lot of these titles, you really can't tell like what part of the story it is. You don't know exactly, you can guess. And it's sometime around there that I started changing up the thumbnail format. I used to put like that Jigglypuff on my thumbnail format, and I eventually started like doing things from there. The title used to be like super massive. I didn't know how to do back shadows. I would switch between like white and black versions of the title to try that there. And I put stuff all over the place. By the time we started Bravely Second in like the later part of 2019, my thumbnails started looking like way more clean and professional, and I was doing back shadow effects and like consistent placing for things. I felt a whole lot more confident about my Bravely Second thumbnail format. And then by the time we get to Bravely Default 2, it's like, okay, yep, here's like good back shadows for things that make things pop out more, and better spacing for things that make it very clear what's going on there with every episode. So it's really interesting going through like my Bravely Default trilogy series of 210 videos to show like the evolution of my thumbnail formats over time, and how I would say that they've definitely improved for the better. What speed am I at right now? So 1.5. Hey, look, it's evening now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that happened? Well, I briefly went away from whoever this was, but we're back now. But yeah, I had some weird gone something stuff in the title because you thought it'd be funny. Wait, gone something? Like gone wrong kind of stuff? Really know how to handle photoshopping tools at all? I mean, the software that I use for most of my thumbnails is literally my video editing software. This is not an image editing software. This is my video editing software. This is a timeline right here. This is like a video timeline. Like, I can hit play and each of these things are supposed to last 5 seconds, for example, because it's in my video editing software that I can very easily like copy and paste, manage this kind of stuff. Like, let's say I had if we zoom in, it's gonna be a little bit laggy because it wasn't expecting me to open my video editing software right now. Let's say I have this background here and I want to make another thing. Well, I go ahead and slap that there. This is already cropped the way that it's supposed to be because I copy paste it there. And then I just go to this, copy, paste, name it the next part, bada bing bada boom. I need to move that up a little bit, whoops, up a little bit. And then that's how I design my thumbnails. That's how I do it for like my playthrough thumbnails, is literally with my video editing software, so I can copy paste stuff like that. My thumbnails for like my video essays do get a little bit more complicated. I use Affinity Photo for those because I'm gonna need like a better software for like spicier kind of thumbnails there. Like if I go ahead and open a like what's a thumbnail that I could open there? Let's see my how Pokemon Lost Its Magic video essay thumbnail, for example. Let's see here. So I have like a different project for the chapters, and I have one for where did my thumbnail go? Oh, it is part of the chapters thingamabob. So if I open that here, like for spicier thumbnails like my video essays, I will be using like an actual dedicated video editing software like that. How Pokemon Lost Its Magikarp. Wow. But then I also need to adjust this one because that's where the back shadow effect comes from. Lost Its Magikarp. Wow. Isn't it isn't this a much better thumbnail? And I post this stuff and I do like these back shadow effects, and there's like the backgrounds that I had to do this like split for so that it could yeah, you can see there's the chapter stuff in the background where I had to like erase some stuff, do like this line split. So like I will do spicier things for do not save the changes. I will do spicier thumbnails for like my dedicated video essays, but I make so many like playthrough episodes that's not worth making something that spicy for like every single half an hour part. And I just slap together stuff like this where it's like it's different for each one so you can clearly tell what's going on, and it's not over the top freaking, you know, gonna be the greatest thing ever kind of thingamabob, you know. So that's my stance on that. I make spicier thumbnails for my video essays, but for my playthrough parts, just take a background, slap so that you know what's going on there, and slap on my stuff. I forgot to use mean look. Unbelievable. So yeah, that's how I handle thumbnail creation essentially. Whenever a stream is done, I will go into the Twitch highlighter and I'll cut it up into parts. Like let's see here. If I go to my Chrome video producer and I refresh this real quick, I'll go into Chrome. This is the stream that's going on right now. Like, here's stream 14, the last stream. I will click highlight. I'll make a thing that's like all of stream 14, bada bing, bada boom, stream 14. Let's say this is the start point, this is the end point. Wow, look at that. There's that done. And then I add a new one, and this one's gonna be like part 82, something like that. And part 82 is this point to this point. I don't know. And then I do that throughout like the whole thing, and I make my parts. And then when my parts are made, then I have like the whole stream. So there's the whole thing, stream 14, the cute charm glitch. And then all of these, and they're all unpublished right now so that people don't get to like see all these parts on my Twitch channel. But if they're not published, I go click watch. I go find a point that is like the background that I want. Like, let's say it's that. Yes. So then I wait for the please exit, press escape to exit full screen to go away. Then I hit print screen, and then I paste it in there, and then I save it as the next number. Close that. When I've got all the screenshots that I want, I unpublish these. I go into my video editing software, I import all those numbers that I made, and I slap this stuff on. And then I go ahead and I export these as the next part, just like that. Press Control F to freaking export as a photo, and then bada bing, bada boom. That's how I do it. That's my system. That is my system right there. So let's see here. Go ahead and turn display capture off again. That is what I do. That is how I make thumbnails for a bazillion freaking daily uploads that I do for so many different series every day. That's how I keep up with it and do that. Gosh darn, someone was on this route and I went back a little bit too fast there. Hello, Lancer. Oh, man, so you got the best part of Pokemon Platinum, the 5 roaming legendaries. Yep. And we've got 2 done. We got freaking Cresselia and Mesprit done, the 2 easy ones. Now it's the 3 legendary birds that are a massive pain, and they keep spamming Roost, and something that's a little bit tricky when cutting things up into parts, when I cut my streams into parts while on that subject, is what are good places to start and end parts, you know? And it's gonna be a little bit complicated for the roaming legendaries. I've been thinking 1 roaming legendary per part, but I might have to divide it up into even more than that with how long this is taking. Like, the Cresselia and Mesprit parts are probably gonna be around like half an hour-ish, right? With how long this is went, but I've been streaming for 2 hours now, and haven't got any of the legendary birds yet until right now. I forgot to throw away mean lookout again. I'm just now remembering. My goodness gracious. But do I really want an hour-long part for whatever is the next legendary bird that we get next? I might just have a part that is not catching any if I want to keep, because a lot of my parts have averaged at like half an hour-ish each, anywhere from like 20 to 40 minutes is what they are a lot of the time. Do I want to keep that system up? Am I willing to have a longer one just for the sake of this? I don't know. Editing me will figure it out later. How are you doing today, Lancer? I gotta remember to use mean look. Okay, I'll use mean look this time. That's what we do. This is painful. It's such pain. Also, sometimes with thumbnails, if I have something that I want to slap on, like a character portrait or like an art or something like that, then I will slap that onto the side as well. Like, I believe we did that around part 40-ish with that fan art that Izzy made. Like, where is, like right here. And I'll put that like underneath the other stuff if there's like other art that's being slapped on in cases like that. But for the most part, it's just the same kind of format. So here's literally all my Pokemon Platinum thumbnails. I have a project file that looks something like this for every playthrough I've ever done, except for like my really, really old ones that I've lost the files of. But you know what I mean, pretty much. But yeah, you just woke up because your sleep schedule is good, TM. It's real good. I'm gonna increase the speed to 4 times here. I believe it. Ow, you're mean. You're so mean. Stay up. Just stay paralyzed, please. Just stay paralyzed. Yep, just stay paralyzed while I keep on chucking this. We'll get there. We'll get there. What? Ye what now? Okay, come on, watch this. This time. Whoa! It actually worked! I was gonna hit flee, but I was like, you know, I can throw one more Pokeball if I send in another Pokemon. I technically have enough of a window to throw one more Pokeball, and that was the one. Well then. That was, certainly something, wasn't it? Wow. Okay, we got Moltres. You want to freaking name it KFC Lancer? Oh no. Do the pain, agony, suffering thing. I was thinking about doing something about like the mountains in PMD1 of like Blaze, Thunder, Freeze, but it'd come out a little bit weird. It might come out a little bit weird if I did that, unless there's like different words for that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what the heck. I don't think I want to name Moltres KFC after all that. My goodness. Super Hyper's redeeming name a Pokemon? Oh noes. My goodness. Also, by the way, for anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact that doesn't... Your boy Kuzma? Oh noes. For anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact that doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about, there's a channel point system where, like, I have infinite because I'm the streamer. But, like, anybody that comes, hangs out in the stream gets channel points over time. And one of the points rewards that you can redeem here is to name a Pokemon, is what that is. So this appears in the chat there. You don't get to see it on the layout. But, freaking... The Moltres here is just the... We already have like a Guzma area dose is the thing that we also caught in a Master Ball. But there's literally just enough space for it is the thing. But apparently Moltres is just gonna be a boy Guzma randomly. Well, Guzma's not even here on this stream. He doesn't even get to see it happen. Oh, darn you. My goodness. Hey, look, another legendary Bidoof. Another one. Isn't that crazy? Oh my goodness. I can't believe that was the Pokeball throw that caught it. 2 more to go. That was the throw that caught it. The last throw I could do there. Unbelievable. We're jamming. What is this? Oh, we're right back to the Lake Verity remix. Even though we heard this before. I swear, this playlist has 650 tracks. I swear, the YouTube Shuffle feature does not seem like it shuffles sometimes. Like, I'm down for this. It's jamming. But, my goodness. My goodness. Let's go with this Veterom Calling 9 remix. Is what we'll do next. Ah, my ear is itchy. And maybe that'll, like, make it shuffle a bit more from there and stuff. Because, we've heard that one track already when there's 650. I'm convinced that the, whenever I put any playlist on YouTube on shuffle, it always replays the same tracks, and I swear for the life of me, the YouTube shuffle thing is broken. Yeah, you want to name Zapdos instant win in honor of how Zapdos and Unite can single-handedly win you the game more often than not. Yeah, do I have any memes of that in my going live folder? I probably don't. I don't think I have any Pokemon Unite memes specifically, but I've seen some stuff going around about how, Zapdos can just turn things around, and you have like Zapdos' face on the whole stonks thing. I don't think I have any Pokemon Unite memes. No, I don't. But I've seen some around somewhere. I definitely have.